I can't wait to show you guys what this machine can do. And if you enjoy creating and you watch videos like this, you may have seen this machine on YouTube already. This is the Eufy Make E1, and this is a sponsored video, so thanks to Eufy Make for sponsoring it. So let's get right into it and see what all this UV printer is able to do. So Eufy Make was really generous and sent all of these items with the machine, things that you can test or try out, print on. And well, first of all, this UV printer is able to print on about anything. And to me, that's almost like a dream, because I've always dabbled in trying to create my own signs. Years ago, I would use, even just freehanded sometimes. And then I went through the carbon paper phase. I know, I can't believe I did that, but it, halfway worked. And then the Silhouette Cameo came out, so I, created stencils, and that's still very doable. In fact, I enjoy my Silhouette Cameo. But you were still kind of limited on getting something fast, with details and colors. And then along came the laser engravers, which I still love and will probably always use. But again, you don't have color with those. And here comes this UV printer that's actually able to print color, onto items. And I had hinted recently in a video, I had showed you guys an item. I didn't show the machine, but I said I'd talk about it in the future. But this is what I use to create those pretty sheep images on those candle lids. And for me, I probably use this machine a little bit differently than what other people would. And like I mentioned, Eufy Make sent all of these signs and coasters and ceramic magnets, things along that are blank, ready to have something printed on them. And while I like dabbling in that, it's probably not what I'd end up, creating to sell. It's just not, I like my wood and vintage, and I'm not even, this printer is able to print textures. It actually prints in layers and it dries as it prints. So you're able to have a certain amount of depth, to your items that you print, if that makes sense. And I dabbled a little bit with that when I printed the magnets, which turned out great. I made some for my sons. They're always into cars. And then I created this GTO magnet for my dad. I gave it to him for Father's Day. His latest project car is a Pontiac GTO, so beautiful. So for me, I'm just happy that I have something where I can print color or images onto items. It doesn't even have to be in textures or 3D. I just want a flat surface, print. And I'm thinking as time goes on, I might dabble more, in some of the textures, and because I know there's different things you could definitely be adding texture to that would be fitting to what, my brand is about. But for now, I'm just having fun with the flat things. I can't say enough about how well everything was packaged when I unboxed this printer. I know you might be thinking that doesn't really make the product, but honestly it sometimes does. I've noticed already if a company takes time to just carefully, package everything and everything fits nicely together and is easy to unbox, it's going to be a good product, or so far that's been my experience. The machine is kind of heavy. It's still manageable, for one person to lift it around. I think it looks really nice and sleek and neat setting somewhere. It's not like you have a bunch of cords coming out of it. It really doesn't take up that much space. I won't be showing you every little detail on how to set up this machine because I feel like there's so many videos out there on how to do this. They also have detailed instructions that come with the printer, so I'd rather just point out some key features that it has, and then if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, and next time I post a video about this machine, I can maybe address them, or if you'd rather have a more detailed setup video, I'll try to do that as well. But this machine does have a built-in camera where it actually takes a picture of your platform and your items that you lay on there to be printed, so it's really nice, that is transferred over to your computer then, and from there you can drop the image onto your product. There's two different sizes of platforms or surfaces that you can work on when using this machine, which makes it really nice if you're just doing small items. There's really no need to have the large platform in here. You can either connect your phone, laptop, or both with the printer to work on projects. It has 6 different ink cartridges: cyan, magenta, yellow, black and white, and gloss. I was super happy when I heard that it has white ink. I've always said for years already with just your regular printers, like, why does no one have white ink? Because sometimes you want to print on, black or brown paper and you want white. So I was, pretty thrilled about that. Here I'm printing some of my sister Marlene's amazing artwork onto ceramic coasters. I can't wait to show this to her. And Marlene does have an Etsy shop with her artwork in it, so make sure to check that out. I'll try to have the link down below in the description box. I created these coasters with, yep, white ink, and one of them has the gloss, this one, and this one doesn't. You can kind of see the difference here. And as I play around with this machine, I'm going to have another video for you in the next month or so showing you how some of the different attachments work. And one of them is the rotary attachment where you can actually print on mugs and tumblers. I can't wait to try that out. John actually shows some interest in that. For me, I enjoy that sort of thing, but I often probably won't take time for it as much. But if someone would want to start a small business, you know, this would be the perfect piece of equipment for that. And then there's also a laminator that they sent along where you're able to create, you know, decals or stickers, you know, using the laminator. So I'll make sure to show you guys that as well. So I tried to think of any cons I could mention, and I could think of one, and this is probably more myself than the actual printer, but I'm a pretty impatient person, and it does take some time for the machine to start up and then shut down. And then anytime you load anything new onto the platform, take a picture of it and get it, you know, all set up. It just takes some time. It's not like the laser engravers, but at the same time, I'm getting a color image here, so I expect it to, you know, take longer too. So I just have to kind of get used to it. It definitely helps to put numerous things at one time onto your platform, like fill the whole thing up. That way it just has to go, you know, once through that process of, you know, taking the picture and the setup. But again, that's probably more me than the actual machine, you know, not doing its job. So this is probably one of my favorite things that I printed on. I love these little cutting boards. We normally sell them on the Etsy shop or on the website. Right now I don't have them. I'm still slowly adding product and just haven't gotten around to it. But I love how these printed on there. Check it out. The other side, I was just kind of playing with different florals, but I would probably do a larger bunch of lavender next time, but it just looks so nice and fresh. Such good printing quality. And I want to show you guys the last project I have here for this video. It's still not finished, but first I thought, oh, this looks too busy, but I'm kind of liking it. I think it'll look okay. What I have in mind to do is put little spice jars into these circles here, and they are slightly raised. I don't know, can you tell here? From that angle, so it should kind of hold them in place. And I thought I'd put felties on the bottom, and someone could display them on their countertop. I'm not quite sure at this point will I actually end up, you know, making more of them and selling them. These are leftover tile pieces we had from the cottages, and this one says our kitchen is seasoned with love, and this one here is just the herbs and the circles. And you're probably also wondering about the cost of the ink. I don't think it's pricey at all. It does come in rather large containers. In fact, I think it's 100 milliliters per cartridge, so you have 600 milliliters of ink. And I did the math, and right now it's on sale until June 22nd for $179 for all 6 of them, plus the cleaning cartridge, which I didn't even count that in. I just kind of divided that into the ink. And it looks like around 30 cents per milliliter. And then normally it's $300 for all 6, and that would come to, I think, 50 cents per milliliter if I did the math correctly. So I don't think that's bad at all. In fact, I kept track of how much ink it was using for some of my projects. So all of the magnets except for one were under a milliliter. So it cost less than 50 cents per magnet. And the Pontiac GTO magnet was the most at 1.5 milliliters, which I guess that would come to about 75 cents. That's probably a rough estimate there, but kind of gives you an idea. And anytime I buy any ink for my inkjet printers, I'm pretty sure I'm giving more accordingly than I would with these 6 large cartridges. And I'll try to be a little more detailed in my next video about some of those costs, as far as, you know, what exactly it costs, especially for larger projects, you know, to print them, and then how much ink it uses. And then as far as the time it takes to print an item, it's kind of slow too. Again, I'm comparing to laser engravers, and I shouldn't do that because those are fairly swift. But the Pontiac GTO magnet took 18 minutes, the Lamborghini was 14 minutes, and the Ferrari was 15 minutes. That star that I showed you was 30 minutes. So that kind of gives you an idea. You know, there's some time involved, but again, it would be more efficient to do a number of items at one time versus just, you know, one by one like I did those first items. And Brandon, the guy I've been messaging with, told me about a new attachment they also are coming out with, and it might even be out by the time this video goes live. but it's a roll to film attachment, and he sent me a video of it, so I'll just go ahead and put it in here so you guys can see, you know, what it is, but I thought it's pretty neat too. And as you can see, there's just lots of fun things that can be done with this UV printer. I can't wait to keep trying new things. I'm pretty sure I'll be incorporating this into my business. And I've already heard of other YouTubers that have maybe an Etsy shop or an online business where they sell things, are investing in a second one because they can tell it's just something that they're really going to use. I would encourage you, if you're thinking of buying something to maybe start a small business with, there's just so much that can be done with it. And even if you get into thinking custom, or I've always thought, you know, making things for companies with their logo on it, maybe to gift to people or, you know, give to their employees as a Christmas gift. I mean, it's endless what you could do with this. I do have a link down below in the description box for this machine, so make sure to check it out. I think it's a really good price for, you know, what it is, what it can do, and then what it could actually grow your business into. As always, I hope your day is going great, and I'll see you next time. Bye.